Hello traders, this is Day Trader Matt with businesswithtrading.com doing an Emini Trading Room recap for Wednesday the 21st of May, and today was another great day in the markets. We had a nice gap up here. The market just took off from there, chopped around a little bit, and then started to roll over a little bit into that 12 o'clock time period. So it was very interesting. Today we had 5 trades and ended up pulling 13.5 points out of the market, which was very good. 5 trades is definitely a little much for us, especially over the past few days when we normally haven't done many trades. So today was just one of those days that just worked out from the beginning. We took a long at the open here, and getting long, I initially thought that we might be able to get a little bit of heat from it, but I liked the trade and it just started working out, which was very interesting. We ended up taking profit up here, getting short and taking profit on the way down. Kind of watched this a little bit, and we did get long over here, which we were able to ride up a little bit, take profit, and from there we just waited to see what the market was going to do. Interestingly enough, it did buy up here, and then it sold down. As it sold down, we did get long, and the market started to buy up, and we got out. As we saw it continue to chop around a little bit, we did get short over here, and we were able to make a little profit on that. And basically, we got out on this candle here, actually, as the market started coming back up. Then we called it a day. Price ended up coming back down a little bit, but 13.5 points is very good. And some days we can close early. Sometimes there's just no point to really stay. When the market moved down, I expected it to move down a little bit more. It didn't. It supported, but then it started selling from here. So, it is what it is. When it started doing that, I didn't really have as much clarification as what I was thinking was going to happen. And, it was already after 11. We got out of the trade around 11:03, 05, whatever. And we just watched things as it started breaking down, continued watching it, but it was just one of those days where, we had a lot of good profit. Thankfully all of our trades went in our favor. We don't get days like this that often where we take, 5 or more trades and they all go in our favor. When that happens, it's a remarkable day. Because usually, statistically, the more trades you take, the more likely you are to have a stop out at one point. And sometimes you do get closer to getting stopped out than other times. But it was just one of those days. It was a great day, so why not close a little bit early? And I talked about this the other day. Sometimes I do stay after 12, a few minutes, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, however long I have to. And sometimes we do close early just because we have some good days. We've had days in the past. Last year, I think was probably the last one that we've had, where we didn't make a trade all day, and it was just a crappy day, and we ended up closing early, just because I didn't really see anything happening. It was a crappy day. There was no reason to stay around, and sometimes that happens. And to be a professional trader, I think you have to have that ability to say, I'm cool if I don't make a trade today. I don't have to make a trade. I think that's where a lot of new traders really go wrong, is they're not as conservative as they should be. Your professional traders, are, I guess, let's use the quote, amateurs work until they get it right, but professionals work until they cannot get it wrong. And, that quote can be taken a couple different ways. Obviously, we're not perfectionists. Maybe perfectionist as far as I want to always improve myself, but not a perfectionist like this is how it is and this is how it's going to be. The market is going to do this because I told it to. That's not the type. So we definitely want to be the former in that aspect. And that's how we really want to, be a part of the market. Is we always want to grow, we always want to improve ourselves. But we have to be okay with missing trades. We have to be okay with not taking a trade. And it's something that definitely develops over time. It's not something you can do in a day or 2 days. And all of that is inside our heads that we have to develop. So I get asked all the time, how long does it take to become a successful trader? What are my chances of being successful? And I always tell people, how successful do you want to be? There was a story that there was a kid in the neighborhood that wanted to be successful. He wanted to make money. He didn't know what he wanted to do, but he knew he wanted to do it. And he met this guy that was, he had multiple businesses. He was making money. He was doing good. So the kid asked him. He stood on his doorstep every single morning, said hello to him every morning, saw him as he was walking home, said hi to him, and asked him every single time, will you teach me something? Will you teach me something? I want to be successful. You're successful. Teach me something. So the guy told him one day, he said, sure, I'll teach you. He said, I'll tell you what, come meet me at the beach tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. Kid said, okay. So he shows up at the beach. The guy walks out into the water and the kid walks behind him. So the guy grabs the kid's head and pushes him under the water. The kid's begging him, throwing, screaming. Well, the guy finally lets him up, and the kid's gasping for air. Why'd you do that? Why'd you do that? The guy tells him, well, this is lesson number 1. If you want to be successful as much as you wanted to breathe 5 seconds ago, then you're going to be successful. And I think that story is very important to just draw similes and metaphors from. Because in trading, it's the same way. It's not how, people manipulate the market or institutional traders, it's not that at all. We are trading against ourselves. That's the way it is. That's the way, I don't care what other people say. That's the way it is. It doesn't matter. But in saying that, we have to be aware of that. You have to make it a reality. You can't, say, well, I lost money today because of the high frequency traders, or, oh, Goldman Sachs, they were on the other side of my trade, so I lost money. No, that's not why you lost money. You lost money because the trade just didn't work out. And you just have to ask yourself, was it a good trade? Was it within your rules? Or were you just guessing and did it just stop you out? That's really what it comes down to. And as human beings, we're ingrained basically throughout school and in society to blame others. And it doesn't sound good, but it is. It's reality. That's what we're programmed for. And it's not that we do it maliciously or we do it on purpose. It's just something that we do. Oh, something bad happened. Obviously, it wasn't me that did it. And it's not saying that you did it per se. It was probably an unconscious process you're just not familiar with. And you're not even aware you're doing it sometimes. I met somebody that every time they got mad, they raised their voice. But they were actually not even aware that they were raising their voice. It wasn't until I raised my voice to the same level that the person realized, did I sound like that? And I was like, yeah. So it's definitely a big process trading, and it's a lot of work. So anyway, this video is working on 10 minutes, so I know it's a long one, but hopefully you got something good out of what I was talking about. You can always leave comments below the video. I encourage that. There's no such thing as a dumb question, only the question that's not asked. So definitely do that if you want. A lot of people like to email me. That's fine too. support@abusinesswithtrading.com. Thanks for watching. Have an excellent day, and I'll see you back here in the markets. Thank you.